It's helping their families to cope with the tragedy that still impacts their lives on a daily basis. And the band's frontman, Gindi, also happens to be the co-owner of Century 21 Department Stores. The chain's flagship store in Lower Manhattan, of course, was demolished when the towers came down on September 11th. So he and his band and Century 21 are donating all the proceeds from the sales of that song to the Tuesday's Children charity. And now the single is selling well, and that means that you've made quite an impression already, and that's terrific news. Good morning to you both. We also welcome David Wild, who's the president of Tuesday's Children. Nice to see you both.
Nice to see you.
A pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for coming in. Wow, #1 on the Billboard charts for how long now?
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Seven weeks and going strong.
And going strong. And that translates into what for the donations that you've made for Tuesday's Children?
So far, $160,000, but he's got a much bigger objective, and it looks like we're tracking towards that objective.
That's awesome. And that objective would be, Eddie?
Well, we're trying to raise somewhere in the neighborhood of $250,000. Wow. So far, we've raised $160,000 for Tuesday's Children, and it's taking off, and you know, it's really working well.
That's awesome. I mean, so, you know, we always do think about the children, particularly on September 11th on the anniversary, when we see them reading the names of those who've fallen. We're always struck by the children, many of whom weren't even born when their mothers or fathers died on September 11th, their fathers in particular. So tell us a little bit, please, if you will, where this money goes and how it helps these kids, because they're going to need this help throughout their lives.
Well, you know, there were 400 charities that were founded in the wake of 9/11. There's 1% of those charities left, so
wow.
It's very tough. We have this promise, which is we've made a commitment, Pat, to the long-term recovery of everybody in the 9/11 community, seeing the kids into productive adulthood. And so we got a lot of work still ahead of us. We have, you know, children now that are trying to go off to college. I mean, we actually have, you know, the youngest in the community are 12 years old.
Right.
So actually, one of the things I wanted to mention is we have for those of you in the New York community that really want to help give back and contribute to this effort, Eddie's actually going to be playing at our gala on the 10th of September, which is actually going to be at 4 World Trade Center. Silverstein Properties has given us the space. It's raw space. It's going to be a terrific event overlooking the memorial. So I'd invite everybody to check TuesdaysChildren.org and download the song and come to the gala. And in fact, the song, Eddie, is the name of the survivor tree, that pear tree that was found in the rubble at the World Trade Center. It was broken, the limbs were torn off, but it was nursed back to health. I think it was 8 feet tall when they found it, and now it's about 30 feet tall and replanted at the memorial site. Is that what you? It's an unbelievable sight to see, and for me, you know, when 9/11 happened, it was probably the most devastating time of my life. You know, my company, you know, my life really was downtown forever for me. And for all those years, I just held it in, all that emotion. And then when we got a tour of the 9/11 memorial, and the tour guide took us to see this tree, and she told us this story of how it just was devastated, and they decided to replant it, and there it was right in front of me, glorious. It brought out all the emotion, and I wrote this song. And for us, for me and my band, you know, it wasn't enough just to record it. We needed to give back. And we collaborated with Tuesday's Children, great organization, and Century 21 Department Stores is fully supportive of this, you know, whole concept. And we're committed to, you know, to raising the money. And you know, when you download or buy the song on our website, century21stores.com/survivortree. I was just about to ask you that. There you go. Or you can go to meninmyhead.com. Oh, okay. And you could download it. All the proceeds go to Tuesday's Children, and we want to, you know. We want to keep it going strong. That's wonderful. Bless you for doing that. I know so many kids, so many families appreciate that help. And as David said, it's ongoing. It's a lifetime commitment. So we appreciate it. We appreciate having both of you in here. Thank you. And good luck with the gala. Again, tickets are available. No, David, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Who would ever thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? I love it. I love it, Eddie. All right, we'll be right back with a preview of Meet the Press. Please stay tuned.